Hello everyone, this is Angel of Dawn / Riku Keyblade Master-O bringing you another movie review-o. See what I did there? Anyways, today I am bringing you a review of a new movie I just went to go see called Lyle Lyle, Crocodile. And spoiler alert, or spoiler warning I should say, because, I know a lot of people don't like spoilers. Listen, if you haven't just yet seen the movie, let's just put it this way. Before we start the review, I would say that I would highly recommend this. But if you are also someone who has lost a lot of trust in law enforcement due to a severe traumatic experience, can't even talk today, that you suffered and you never would recover from. Okay, warning on that too. So without further ado, let's jump in. So, we start off with this random guy just walking and jeez, I can't even remember its name or his name. Hey Google, what is the name of the musician / magician in Lyle Lyle, Crocodile?
According to Wikipedia.org, in New York City, a charismatic magician named Hector P. Valenti wants to try out on a national talent show, but is constantly rejected. Do you want a little more context?
Hey Google, can you repeat that?
Sure. According to Wikipedia.org, in New York City, a charismatic magician named Hector P. Valenti wants to try out on a national talent show, but is constantly rejected. Do you want a little more context?
No thanks. Alright, so Hector P. Valenti, is trying...
I don't understand.
Is trying out for these talent shows, and he is an excellent magician / musician, but they were losing interest in him, so he decided, look, instead of going solo, I need to find a partner. And one of the guys that runs the show gives him a bit of advice, and that is to do something that no one has ever seen before. So he goes to this pet store and gets, is looking for, he says, listen, I'm looking for not only a pet too, but a partner, so to speak. I'm looking for something new and different. Actually is exactly what he said. I just added the whole partner thing because, well, we'll get to that in a moment. Because remember what I said about him going solo? He figured adding a partner would be perfect, but not just any partner. Now the guy assumes he just wants a pet, which is totally understandable considering he went to a pet store. So I am okay with letting that assumption slide. I mean, who wouldn't be okay with that, right? Well, the old guy stumbles upon something while looking in the back. And wouldn't you know it, a singing crocodile. Holy crap. I mean, what? Even I was in general shock. Like, in seriously genuine shock. I'm like, where is that voice coming from? I swear to God. And I knew it had to be coming from one of the animals because of the fact that, like I said, he was in a pet store. But I never would have guessed a crocodile. Alright? That is one of the most least expected things I would guess. And you guys are not going to believe this. He was singing, and right when the guy came by, though, he stopped. But the guy noticed, and he's like, I heard you singing, and you were really, really good. Could you show me that again? And it reminds me so much of myself, but I'll get into the personal connections in the next section of the review. Okay, so they start off going on tours and everything. First he purchases the crocodile. Then he names it Lyle. Lyle the crocodile, hence the title. Not only that, but it's a catchy rhyme, too. And, at first, my mom said she saw the trailer and, it looked like a comedy. Like, I was expecting some sort of tradition, like slapstick humor or something. I don't even know what to classify the humor in this movie as. Anyway, sorry, like I said, I admit I have a really nasty tendency to ramble off, and I mix up my words, can't really talk very well, and oh my god. Anyway, so when I started watching and the crocodile started doing some crazy stuff because, of course, when you get a new pet, it's, your pets generally, when you get a pet, you can't just pick one out. They have to choose you. But this guy just bought Lyle, and because of his singing ability. And it turned out that ended up being his downfall, because he used him for his singing ability so much that every time he was on stage, let's just put it this way, everybody expected him to sing along with the guy, and he didn't. You want to know why? Because he had severe stage fright and he was scared, which I would not blame him. Anyway, so the guy decides to leave Lyle at his house in the attic, mind you. In the attic. But he does remind Lyle, this is a few months after, so they bonded, so like it fast forward. We didn't get to really see much of their bonding time, but he's trusting Lyle to be on his own and look after the house, which, I understand it from a certain point of view, but I don't even know how the H he managed to take care of himself for years to come. And that famous phrase keeps coming back. I'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Well, this time, Wilbur changed it up and said, I'll be back in 3 shakes in a lamb's tail. And that was a very uncommon way to fix up an old catchphrase. And I actually kind of like it, even though it's simple and small. You don't want to overdo it. And so he left Lyle alone, and then this family moves in to his house because apparently he lost it due to a really bad business deal and trying to pay back the next door neighbor. Now, there was one special clause. He could stay in there for 15 days straight once a year. And they actually did that. They actually saved by him not being occupying the house, I mean, shoot. They actually frick, I lost my train of thought. Ouch. So basically this family moves in, and then we end up crossing paths with Wilbur once again, and we pretty much nail it in the coffin. And the fact is, Ben, the son of the family, was really scared of the crocodile at first, but then started warming up to the son. Can't remember if it's Ben or Zach, but I'm pretty sure it was Ben. Maybe Zach. I could be wrong. But yeah, there's like a lot of stuff going on, and he tries to hide Lyle away from his family, and all the while there's the next door neighbor's cat, which honestly he thought was a stray, but I don't know if he thought the cat was a stray, but you get the point. He was trying to help the cat and feed it. Then the mom starts to notice Lyle singing, except for the fact that she was not led to the attic. She was led straight to the bathroom, and he was singing in the shower. Oh my gosh. I totally understand that though, because I used to do that a lot. And, I totally get it. But afterwards, she's freaking out. She's freaking out. The son is explaining who Lyle is. And I should also mention that attached to Lyle, there was a note, or it was hidden somewhere, and the boy read the note. The boy wanted a pet initially anyway, but had way too many allergies, just like Carl Weezer. And the thing is, the alligator was hypoallergenic, and he was nice. But then the time came when the mom wanted to call the police and do something about it, but her son convinced him not to do so because of the bond they both shared. And I totally get that. And I don't know if this is actually true in real life. I don't know if this is an actual ordinance in New York, but there was an ordinance, at least in New York City, that you could not keep a dangerous wild animal in a domesticated residential environment. So in other words, you couldn't have anything that pretty much belonged to the zoo as a pet. And I think that also worked, like, if you imported the animal, you know, kind of like that episode of SpongeBob with the snail race. If you had purchased the animal, I think the ordinance would go against that too. I'm not sure. But anyway, hijinks ensue. The dad finds the crocodile, freaks the hell out again, just like his wife did, after the wife finally got used to Lyle, and she's like really used to him. The dad has to get used to him. See, his parents and him moved him from the suburbs to a big city where she becomes a stay-at-home mom, and because of what happened with her, she was slowing down cake making to spend more time with her son, which I totally get. I totally understand. Which is great. I'm super glad. A job you can work from home and still spend time with your kids. That's awesome. But hijinks ensue, and the dad's not having it. The dad is also a teacher at the same school his son goes to. He took a teaching job, and that's why they moved up there. And things are questionable when you first start out. Like, he gets mistreated at school, the kid does, and then he finally sees someone he could make a friend in, because he talked to this girl, and she said that she was going to be on this show called Show Me What You Got, sort of similar to America's Got Talent and or American Idol. You get the idea. The voice falls in this category too. Anyway, so afterwards, the issue is this. Because of the shower incident, the crocodile starts, warming up to the mom and helping her bake and getting her back into the mood again. And it's really fun. They're singing together. And I don't know who voices Lyle, but holy crap, do they have a great voice. I mean, my God. But anyway, so does the actress that's playing the mom. So afterwards, the neighbor finally figures it out because of a drum session at 3 a.m. in the attic. And they report it to the city. The cops are called, like I said before, and they tried to explain, but law enforcement wouldn't listen. So he got tranked and sent to a zoo. Lyle did. And because of this, like I said, the boy had a panic attack, all due to A, his asthma, and B, everybody being a jackass. And so Hector and the kid stage a plan to break him out of the zoo. Well, technically, he gets roped into the plan by Hector. And it's just ridiculous. Anyway, they narrowly managed to escape using cunning skills like their magic and the fact that he had a motorcycle. So a wild goose chase goes on, and they end up on the set of, right in the theater where the show is being filmed. And let's just say the kid tries to get Lyle to sing, and Lyle, still again, stage fright. Then the kid started singing. Mighty horribly, of course, I might add. But, you know what? Stage fright is not uncommon. Let me just put it that way. Stage fright is not an uncommon deal. But afterwards, they end up, I don't know if they won the show or what, but Lyle finally came through at the last moment. And bam, they were instantly popular right off the bat. Well, they get caught and then they get sent to court. And turns out the cat, Beretta, the next door neighbor's cat, get this. She finds the original deed under the guy's bed. Under Beretta's owner's own bed. And it was stolen from him. Well, it was a totally legit notarization. And it turned out that the house and the town was both founded by his aunt or some other relative or whatever, great-grandma or great-great-grandma, whatever. But not only did she build the house, but she founded the town. And all things ended pretty well, actually. And it states right in the notarization that exotic pets can be in their residency. So, in the end, Ben gets a pet, gets to keep Lyle, then, well, not only keep him, but, well, keep him, but you get the idea. And his friend that he was talking to, like I stated in the beginning of the review at school, let's just say she got him a beatboxing snake. I wonder who would win between Lyle singing and a beatboxing snake. It would have went perfectly well together. They should have done a duet together. Honestly, they should have. That would have been so cool. But anyway, the movie ends with them going on vacation. Even Wilbur. Jeez, why am I having a brain block? And yep, remember what I said about the beatboxing snake? He really loved that thing. But like I said, it would have been cool with a duet between the two creatures. That would have been awesome. So, and the soundtrack wasn't even half bad either. But it's okay. So, I would say I would recommend a 10 out of 10 because of the fact that I freaking, not only did I laugh, but I actually nearly cried when they lost Lyle and Lyle was put into a zoo. So 5 stars, even though it's a comedy / drama, a dramedy, you get the idea, but it's more of a dramedy. But they put it under comedy instead of dramedy, which is crazy. But anyway, guys, here are my personal connections. You got the score. Now here are my personal connections. I used to have severe stage fright really, really bad. In fact, one of the reasons why I keep messing up in a lot of my videos is because I'm still working on my camera angles and a little bit of camera fright, but not as much. I used to really bad, but not as much. But I still can't take a picture with a flash on, because the flash would cause a seizure, and I really didn't want that. But that was Lyle Lyle the crocodile. Let me know what you guys think of it. Comment, rate, and subscribe to become a Keyblade wielder and stay awesome as usual. I'm sorry if this review was a bit jumpy. Oh my gosh. You get the idea. But I will see you guys next time. I'm sure you can all relate to those connections.